One of the most difficult things we're facing in real estate right now is the disappointment our buyers that we're working with are having when they miss out on multiple offer negotiations. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to flip that script on this, where we can turn those missed opportunities into true opportunities for you to grow your business. Now more than ever, the buyers that we're working with, especially in this challenging market environment, need us to step up and be professionals. No longer can you be just an order taker and a person that just says, oh, you like this house? Let's show it to you and let me write this up and we'll get this taken care of. Right now, they need us to be more professional than ever, to be their advocates, to be the person that goes out and finds things for them when no one else can. It creates a unique opportunity for us with our buyer relationships, but I'm going to talk to you also about how it creates a unique opportunity for us on the seller side as well. So what I want to do today is I want to take these situations where we've missed out. We've got a buyer that we've missed out on a house. And what I want to do is I want to break this down on how we can not only make them feel better, but actually possibly generate the opportunity for us to get listings out of this. And that's simply this: taking those situations, those very houses that we missed on, basically circle prospecting around these houses. I'm going to give you some unique scripts today on exactly what you can say, some opportunities you can take to really expand the group of people that you're working with that are potential sellers as well. This is where we're at. These sellers don't know what's going on either. So let's take this situation. We've got a buyer. This is the conversation I like to have with the buyers. Listen, I know you're disappointed. We're at a place where it's very difficult right now to find the perfect place. I want to promise you I'm going to do everything in my power to find you guys the perfect place. Here's my plan of action. I'm going to take all the houses that are on the street where you were or in the neighborhood where you were that are 3 bedrooms like the one you missed out on, and I'm going to get a list of those owners and I'm going to make calls to those folks to ask them if they know of any of their neighbors or if they've even considered selling their house. This is going to give us the opportunity not to sit here and play where we're waiting on something good to happen. We're going to play offense instead of defense. When you do that, you gain confidence with your buyers. You're also at a place where sometimes if we just show a buyer 3 houses and they buy the house, it's a situation where the relationship doesn't have any roots. It literally is just surfacey. Now, because of this challenge we face, now we have the opportunity really to go to a next level in that relationships. Now we're moving from a place where they just know us or they just are at a place where we just took that order. Now we're driving that. Now they begin to like us because we're doing a little something extra for them. And then when we do find the place for them, that trust in that relationship has legs. It has roots that are driven deep that we're going to be able to grow from in the future. Now here's the kicker on this, is as the buyer is gaining confidence in us, now we have a very unique reason to be calling homeowners in a neighborhood. Think about this. If you're in a neighborhood and you're just someone that just is kind of in this neighborhood, you're doing your work, you're coming home, you're spending time with your family, you don't really necessarily always know what's going on in your neighborhood. But if you're at a place where you're considering selling it sometime in the future, all of a sudden it becomes something that you're paying more attention to. So here is what I'm talking about doing. We want to make sure that we're gathering the phone numbers for all of these owners in the neighborhood that are around where the house that you missed. There's a couple ways we can do this. We can go in, we can use Truth Finder, we can use Forewarn. The app is what we typically use. You can use Cole Realty Resource. In reality, the phone numbers are out there right now. It's really not that hard to find them as long as you get purposeful about finding them. So now that we've formed our list of owners in this neighborhood or on this street or that own 3-bedroom houses like the one that we were looking at, now we've got our list of people to call. So what are we going to call them with? This is where this is really strong right now. It gives us a very purposeful reason. We're not calling to list their house. We're calling to give them information and also to see if they can help this buyer. So here's what this looks like. The call comes in, the person answers the phone. Hi, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Just wanted to give you a call. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the house 4 doors down from yours came on the market last week. They had multiple offers. We don't know exactly what the house is going to sell for, but typically right now it's selling for full price or higher. I happen to have one of the buyers that actually missed out. They're at a place where they love this neighborhood and they may be willing to pay a premium for a house like yours. I'm just curious, have you heard of any of your neighbors that may be considered selling? Because I'd love to help these people find the perfect place for them. And then just be quiet. You see, when you ask that in a way where you're asking if they know someone, you're asking for their help, you're not just coming at them and want to sell your house. You're giving them pertinent information. Another way to do this is, in a second script, if you're not comfortable with that one, this call would be something like this. Hi, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I just wanted to give you a call. Not sure if you're aware, the house 4 doors down from yours actually came on the market 2 days ago. There were multiple offers on the house. And so I actually was working with one of the buyers that missed out on that house. Not sure if you know the details of what they were selling that house for. Is it something you'd like for me to share with you what's going on with that offer? Because it may very well have moved your price up dramatically. And then just be quiet. See if they say yes or, hey, I'm not interested. If they're not interested, say, no problem. I appreciate your time. Listen, I'm just trying to find a place for these folks. If they're like, sure, tell me about it. Now you give the details. We were one of, my understanding, 4 offers that came in on this place. The price that they had it at was this. The price per square foot was this. It's a very similar floor plan to yours or not. Whatever it is that you know about their place and that one that just went under contract, share those details. And then you got to get to a point where you also just simply say, listen, I'm really working hard trying to find this family a place in this neighborhood. Have you heard of any of your neighbors that might be considered selling? Now we're at a place where we're not even asking them. I'll promise you, if they're thinking about selling, they'll be like, well, wait a minute. We might be considered selling. We might be considering putting our place on the market in the near future. Now we've got an opportunity. Or if they get to a place, well, I've got some people, they're thinking about it, but I don't want to, you to call them and try to list their place. No, listen, I'm not even. You can call them if you'd like. Let me just say this. I don't want to list the house. I want to sell the house. And you make that a point and you say, listen, I don't want to list the house. I just would love to show this family that's very interested in this neighborhood and see if it's something where that person that owns the house, whether it be them or it be their friend or neighbor, where you have the opportunity to possibly not have the hassle of listing your house and having all the people come through there. And we've got someone that is possibly willing to pay a premium based on the fact that they missed out. Is that something you'd be interested in? Now, let me say this. A lot of times, if they don't bring up that they're willing to sell their house and they say, well, no, I don't really know anything. Now we want to make sure. Here's the beauty of this. What we're trying to do is we're trying to add value to the seller. We're trying to find a house for this buyer. But ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to build relationships. So we're at a place where it's a great time to say, well, listen, I love to keep up with people in the neighborhood. I'd love to keep up with you if you don't mind. Every so often as things are changing, just check in. Would that be something that you'd be okay with me doing? Most people, if you've had a good conversation, will say, sure. Say, great. Listen, I don't like to bug you by calling you all the time. I'd love to keep up with you via email. Which email address would you prefer? Now we've got their email address. Now we're going to do a couple things, okay? Now that we've got that email address, we're going to set them up on some campaigns to make sure that they're receiving the details on houses like theirs. Whether that be, we're setting up through the MLS, or like with us, we use Boomtown and provide it for our agents for free. We're setting it up where they're receiving information on properties as they come on the market, go under contract, or that are sold like their house. It's automatically feeding them details on places like theirs. This is done systematically. This is done without you even thinking about it. And now it's constantly giving that opportunity for them to get to know you better and ultimately to get to a place where they trust you. If you don't get to a place where they give you your email address or you're at a place where you're getting ready to wrap this phone call up, here's the last line that you just simply have to ask. And it's simply this. Listen, I appreciate you taking your time. Let me share this information with you. Listen, I'd be the worst realtor in the world if I didn't at least say to you, is there a price where you might consider selling your place? And just be quiet and let them talk. Sometimes they'll say, well, if we get to this $550,000 range, then I'd be willing. Well, we're at $450,000 now, but let me just say this. If it's okay with you, I'd love to keep in touch with you. And when we get close to that, I'll make sure that you know you're getting close to that price that you were looking for. You see, what we're ultimately doing is building relationships. So if you build relationships, if you add value, and you go into this not trying to sell someone something, but you go in genuinely trying to give them something of value, I promise you it's going to come back to you. So listen, I know it's frustrating. We're at a place in our business where it's extremely difficult to work with buyers because of the disappointment, because of the misses, and a lot of times we're writing offers that we know aren't going to work. Take advantage of the opportunity that these misses are giving you to drive the relationship with the buyers and also for the potential to build relationships with potential sellers. Take care and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful and I'll talk to you soon.